you know, if I had somebody helping me, I guess they could hold these out of the way. But it's easier for me to drill straight down instead of kind of sideways onto here. And so that's another reason why I'm going to take that off. And then I've got a little block of wood I can set down on the ground, hold it there, and drill down into it instead of straight that way. Okay, that's why I'm going to take it off. Okay, I got her. See, that's the new hole I drilled. This was the existing one, and there's the other hole I drilled right there on both sides. See, initially, when I lined it up another way, I would have drilled a hole right there, and it would have been real close to that one. I didn't really want to do that on both sides. And so I lined it up the other direction, and I did that. I took it, set it on the ground, and started out with smaller drill bits, then went up, and I did that. And I forgot to tell you, after I do these set screws down here with the Phillips screwdriver, there's a slot in it for the standard. And I took a big standard and just gave it one more oomph before I tightened up the nuts. Okay? I haven't tried it yet. And it should go on there now with the set screw. Oh, I've got to put all my trims on again. I should have done that first, but I wanted to show you that. There goes that. And then this piece went on, and this went on. For the knuckle, and let's see here. Facing, I was going to put the knuckle on. Oh no, I was almost going to put the knuckle on backwards there for a second. Okay, like that. Slide that down, and these were the holes. Okay, so I can fish the wires through there. Let's see, I guess I can just do it right there, like that. See where my set screw is, over on this side. Lift it up, look at that. This set screw is now going to go through right into the, well, it should here. There it goes. It's going right into the riser, the extension pipe. I'm liking that. I guess I don't want to tighten that up too much before I break that screw off, huh? Okay, I think that's good. I'm not going to go, I don't think I'm going to go any further. Let's just see, there's a bigger slot for the standard screwdriver, and I just gave it just a hair twist. Now that set screw is going not only through the plastic knuckle, it's going through the threaded rod. That was the extension, and lots of extensions. This is the first one I've ever seen that. Lots of extensions don't have that other hole there, and so you're just taking that screw from the knuckle and tightening it on the outside of this rod. Do you see what I'm saying? And then there's only so tight you can do it because there's only one set screw, and you don't want to crank it too much because that set screw isn't that big, and you could twist the shaft of the screw right off and break it right off. You see what I mean? And that is the only thing that keeps this knuckle onto this pipe. this extension rod, okay? And so like I say, if that ever loosens up a year down the road, 2 years down the road, then it could cause your ceiling fan, it will ultimately cause your ceiling fan to wobble. There's 4 or 5 different things that cause your ceiling fan to wobble. That's just one of them. But I'm pretty sure that it's not gonna loosen up off of that rod now, because that screw is going right into the rod. Okay, that's why I spent the extra effort to do that, since those screws were there, or that little threaded rod was there for that set screw. Okay, so now for the next step. What is the next step anyways? We're just about ready to lift this up, and put it up there, but I'm gonna decide to cut some of that wire off first. Now in the directions it says to hold this up 9 inches or so to a foot, and that's probably about there what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to cut this section off. I don't need all that wire up there. In fact, once I get this up, I may even cut this a little bit shorter. The last thing I want to do is cut that too short and then find out later on I should have had it just a hair longer for some reason or the other. Okay, and I'm not going to throw this wire away. I'm going to wrap it up, put it in my bag of goodies, my extra things, and if I ever need to extend, let's say I come across a ceiling fan that somebody really wants extended, and the ceiling fan was already installed up on the ceiling and they wanted a down rod a little bit longer, chances are their wire is going to be short, and then I could use this wire here, and then they have little couplings, crimp on couplings, connectors that you can get at the store and crimp on there. I helped one guy do that in Maui, and I think that might even be on my channel, as a matter of fact, under Ceiling Fans Galore. You can go to my main channel page, click on playlist, scroll down to Ceiling Fans Galore or All About Ceiling Fans, and you can find that one with Mr. Markey, and I helped him install one in Maui. Take a look for more information. Okay, so now I can simply lift that up. That's the next step. I've got to get up this ladder and slip it up in that notch up there. And I'm gonna leave you be right over here. I think I've got enough light here. It's getting kind of in the afternoon, but you'll be able to see it. Remember, the notch is on the left-hand side, so I lift that up and kind of set it in there. It's pretty much, I'm doing the same thing I would if this extension rod was only 6 inches long. Now I'm going to set this right up there, get my wires, come on, there you go. Okay, and I'm going to set it down here. Now I have to twist that. There's little notches in here. I've got to twist it until it fits in that little groove, and there it was. See right there. Boom. Now I know it's in the right place. If I put it in like that, if that wasn't in there, that could start wobbling the ceiling fan from the beginning, see? Boom, right there. And you don't have to twist it very far, because there's 4 notches on this knuckle, and any one of those notches will fit in that little groove on the side. There, that's it for that, other than wiring this up, see? So now it's all about getting the wires out of the way. I've got to slip that thing in there, and then all these wires got to kind of wrap around and fit up in there. That's gonna be kind of tricky in itself. Okay, getting all those wires hooked up, and I don't know if I got to cut them a little shorter or what, but see, there, I've got it hooked up to there. Okay, you can do this, you know. You remember what I'm going to do? That little thing, black to black, white to white, or black to black. The black to the red. Remember, I capped off the main black wire up there because we're not using that. We're only using the main power wire of that red wire. See, that red wire came in the same cable as the black, white, and green wire. Usually you get Romex cabling, and this is and it's called 12-2 with ground of the Romex cabling. 12-2 meaning 12 gauge, two wires, a black wire and a white wire, 12 gauge inside there with ground. So you go to the store, 12-2 with ground. But if you want to have an additional circuit or additional light switch or additional power wire, you would use a red wire that's inside the cabling, and that's called a 12-3, meaning three wires in there, a black, red, and white with ground. So the cabling they have up there that goes from the ceiling fan on down to the light switch location, the power switch location right there, is called a 12-3 with ground wire. Do you see what I mean? So that's where that red wire came from, and that's the wire we're gonna hook up.